All right, welcome everyone, and thank you to the Monday, February 7th, 2022 regular meeting of the Police and Fire Commission. Start off with a roll call. Vice President Boyle Roloff.
Here.
Commissioner Dorf.
Here.
And I'm Commissioner Goldhod, and Commissioners Cobb and Cheslock are both excused. Next item is approval of the agenda. Haley sent the agenda out last week. Hope you've all had a chance to review that. Any changes or additions that anyone want to make?
Move to approve.
All right, we have a motion by Commissioner Dorf.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Boyle Roloff. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. And approval of the minutes. There were actually 4 separate groups of minutes in the packet. The regular meeting of December 2nd and special meetings of December 9th, 13th, and then of December, and then January 27th. All in and around interviewing candidates. So those minutes were in your packets. Are there any adjustments that people would offer up? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve all 4 of those.
Move to approve.
Motion by Commissioner Dorf.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Boyle Roloff. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Minutes are approved. President's report. I have nothing further this time to report, so we'll turn it over to Chief Litton.
Good afternoon, everyone. The only thing I really have to report, obviously we've got a lot of business on the fire department side here later in the agenda. We are working through right now, just reviewing the job description for the battalion chief spot. Working with HR on that. We're looking at potentially increasing one of the educational requirements in it. But we are intending on having that process. I believe, Jen, help me out here. I think we've saved the first 3 days of May, depending on how many applicants we get. I'll finalize those dates with the commission. I know that, Chairman Goldhahn and one other commissioner has always sat in on those processes. So just thinking that it'll be sometime around the first week of May at this point. So other than that, I have nothing further to report on the general business.
Okay. And the police department hasn't joined us yet, so we'll hold on that one. Next agenda item was the 2022 Police Department Captain Promotional Process. That information was in your pre-read packet. Jen, any changes of this from our last one?
No, there are no changes.
Yeah, no changes. And I know that we've got interviews scheduled later this month, 2 separate days of interviews for candidates for that. So if there are no questions for Jen or any questions that we would hold for Chief Davis, entertain a motion to approve that process.
So moved.
By Commissioner Dorf.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Boyle Roloff. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, I see Chief Davis is signing in. Good afternoon, Chief.
Hey, everybody. Sorry I'm running a little late. I'm over at the Wisconsin Chiefs Association conference and ran a little long.
All right. Well, we just completed approving the captain promotion process. So those can go on as recommended here later this month. And then actually we're at the point where you can give your report.
All right. I appreciate it. Well, lots going on here in the Green Bay Police Department. I have, obviously we've got the smattering of public safety issues that we're dealing with right now. We are still working on rolling out our gun violence strategy with the mayor's office. The next phase of that will be to get the report from the consultants that we're working with out of Oakland. It's a group called the National Institute for Criminal Justice Reform, and then that will inform the prevention side of our gun violence reduction strategy. On the interdiction side, we have posted and are in the process of selecting 2 people for a neighborhood response team, 2 officers. The plan eventually will be to staff that with 4 officers, and we're having some preliminary discussions with the union about putting a sergeant in that unit for some closer day-to-day supervision. More to come on that. And then for 2022, I've been working with the leadership team, and there are a few things that we want to take on related to some of the internal climate and internal legitimacy building. I want to take a look at our complaint and discipline processes, and obviously there'll be more conversations for us to have as we start to form our ideas of what we want to do. But one of the things that we really want to take a look at is a corrective action guide for when we have sustained allegations on sworn members. I've heard a lot internally about people really wanting predictability of our corrective action system and some sort of discipline or corrective action matrix is an emerging best practice in the profession. So I have some folks working on some different options there for us. And again, as that conversation takes shape, I'll keep you in the loop and make sure we're all dialed in there. And then we also are looking at some improvements to the way we review use of force incidents to put us, again, more in line with best practice nationally. The good news is we already do a lot of what we should be doing. The training division reviews every use of force for what they call polish and praise moments, conversations they can have with officers to improve performance. But what we really need to do a better job of is documenting what we do in those situations and documenting the work that sergeants are doing and frontline supervisors are doing to document use of force incidents when they happen, talk to witnesses, review body worn camera footage, and then make a decision about whether a use of force was in or out of policy, and if it's out of policy, what we're going to do about it. So that is kind of the highlights in a nutshell, and I'm happy to respond to any questions that anyone has.
No questions. It just sounds really good.
Yeah, it sounds like there's a lot on the plate going into the winter time.
Yeah, well, we're about 4 months. I've been here about 4 months now. I've had some time to spend. I've spent a lot of time with folks in the organization and started to get a sense of where people are at, where the organization wants to go, and ways that we can always be looking for that better way of doing our work, right? And so we're optimistic about the future.
All right, thank you. And as I said before, we'd already approved the captain promotion process that'll be executed later this month. Chief, given that and everything else is just the review of the invoices and spreadsheets and then all fire department items. So since you're at a conference, we're probably pulling you out of some meetings. If you want to go back to that, that's fine. Our next regularly scheduled meeting would be March 3rd, if nothing changes. So with that, we'll let you go back to your meetings.
All right. Well, thanks a lot. It's good to see everybody.
Good to see
Yeah,
you.
thank you. All right, next items were consideration with possible action on the following communications: the budget status spreadsheet. We were actually overspent in both departments for 2021. We understood that with the hiring of the chief in the fire and or the police end of it, and the fire end of it. I think that budget was just set too low, and so for 2022, that budget was increased from 2,000 to 5,000, and there's been no spending to date in 2022. And the spreadsheet, it's all physicals and psych evaluations for the new hires in the police and fire departments. So with that, I will entertain, if there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to receive those and place on file.
So moved.
Moved
And
by
I second.
Paul Roloff, seconded by Commissioner Dorf. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, those will be received and placed on file. In consideration with possible action on the request to approve the monthly bills, those were all physical and psych eval related. So if there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to authorize payment.
So moved.
And seconded.
Paul Roloff, seconded by Commissioner Dorf. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Next item was consideration with possible action on the voluntary removal of firefighter candidates from the eligibility list. In your pre-work package, two firefighters or two candidates that had interviewed with us indicated they would like to be removed from consideration because they've taken positions with other jurisdictions. So if there are no questions, I'll entertain a motion to remove those.
So moved here.
Moved by Commissioner Dorf,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Boyle Roloff. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we'll remove those two from our active listing. The next two items are closed session items. So I'm going to read the closed session intros for both items. We'll take one vote, go into closed session, do both items, and coming out of closed session, I will report separately on the two pieces. So the first item is consideration with possible action on the review of firefighter candidate backgrounds. The commission may convene in closed session pursuant to sections 19.85, paragraph 1, sub C and F, Wisconsin statutes to consider employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercise responsibility. The commission may thereafter reconvene an open session pursuant to sections 19.85, paragraph 2, Wisconsin statutes to report the results of the closed session and consider the balance of the agenda. And item 5 is interview with firefighter candidates. Please take notice that pursuant to sections 19.85, paragraph 1, sub C and F, Wisconsin statutes, the commission may convene in closed session for the purpose of interviewing, evaluating, and considering employment. Is there a motion to go into closed session for those two items?
Move to go to closed session.
Motion by Commissioner Dorf,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Boyle Roloff. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we are in closed session. Any opposed? Okay, we're back in open session. While in closed session, we covered two closed session items. The first one was reviewing a background on a number of candidates. We reviewed 15 backgrounds. Those 15, we chose to discontinue 2 in the hiring process and to continue the other 13 in that process. And I'll entertain a vote to confirm that was the decisions that we made.
So moved.
Moved by
Second.
Commissioner Dorf, seconded by Commissioner Boyle Roloff. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. And also we interviewed one candidate and we will continue that candidate in the hiring process as well. With that, the next regular date of our next meeting would be, lost my agenda here, it would be March 3rd. So we'll tentatively hold that, either the police or fire departments come back and request a different day due to background reviews or interviews.
And that would be at 4 o'clock?
Yes.
Okay.
There are no public hearings, so if there's nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn.
Motion by
Second.
Commissioner Dorf, seconded by Commissioner Boyle Roloff. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.